in Laurinburg, North Carolina. In which part of the human body would you find the pons, the hypothalamus, and the fissure of Rolando? Here we go. Is it the liver, heart, brain, or foot? You've got 3 seconds. Go. Hope your brain came up with the brain, because that's your answer and that's your shout out.
As humans, we can identify galaxies light years away. We can study particles smaller than an atom, but we still haven't unlocked the mystery of the 3 pounds of matter that sits between our ears.
The White House announced a plan yesterday to investigate that matter. It's called BRAIN. It stands for Brain Research Through Advancing Innovative Neurotechnologies. The president wants to spend $100 million on the new research, but because it'll be part of his proposed budget, it'll have to be approved by Congress. For the scientists who'd be involved, it's not just about trying to wrap their brains around the brain. It's about learning how to treat problems with it.
In some regards, you really need to be able to break things down into small parts to really understand how they work. And for the brain, we haven't done that yet. We have not been able to, we don't even know how many different kinds of cell there are in the brain, much less how they're connected.
I want to know about the activity of all these thousands or millions or billions of neurons at the same time. So that's the brain activity map. It's about activity. It's about when the animal does a certain task, like run, or has an anesthesia affecting their body, or has a disease. There's a myriad of behaviors that we have no idea how the brain performs computations and makes decisions on those behaviors. If we're ever going to figure out how the brain works, we have to be able to understand the activity at the resolution of a single cell.
We've been developing robots that can go into the brain and analyze single cells, even in a living, awake brain.
We would position a mouse on this tray here. This pipette will lower to go to the region of interest, and then at that point, it has to start hunting for a neuron. Neuroscientists get very excited because you have the ability to hear the electrical activity of that single cell. To be able to hear the electrical activity of a single neuron in the living brain, that's the basic building block of life, the basic building block of the brain.
So if we think about kind of the space of brain disorders, right? Alzheimer's and migraine and spinal cord injury and epilepsy, pretty much none of these are curable in the sense that we can cure, say, a bacterial infection. There are treatments for some, but the treatments often are partial and they have lots of side effects. So the dream here is if we have very detailed maps of the brain, we should be able to enter information into those kinds of cells and not the other kinds. And that might be able to fix a specific computation that needs to be repaired and not upset ones that are more or less normal.
When you look at where we are today in terms of treating diseases of the brain, there's no question across all science that we are in our infancy. And something like the brain activity map, by taking a quantum leap in that, could revolutionize the way we treat those conditions.
If you suffer from